good morning, or if you're watching this in the afternoon, good afternoon, or better yet, if you're watching it in the evening, good evening, or if you're in the middle of the night unable to sleep, good night. I'm Mark Lanier. This is my daily devotional thought for the day. And today my devotional thought comes from the writings of Paul. He wrote a letter called Colossians. It was a cyclical letter written to go to a lot of different churches in and around Colossae, which was a place in Turkey. And in Colossians, the 4th chapter, the 5th verse says to behave wisely towards others, making the best use of your time. Now that is a phenomenal verse for these days of self-quarantining. Because when we stay away from others, we are truly behaving wisely towards outsiders, as Paul calls it. Now, Paul's talking about how the Colossian Christians behaved around those that were outside the church. But the verse has a nice meaning for us today as it talks of how we should respect and treat each other. I don't need to be contaminating you. You don't need to be contaminating me. We need to kick this coronavirus out of the human race and let it die a natural death. So within the framework of that, we've got Paul telling them to behave wisely towards others. Then look at the rest of the verse. He says, making the best use of your time. Now, how are we making the best use of our time when we're in quarantine? I'm trying to keep up with emails. I'm trying to work from home. So I've got those elements at play, trying to stay plugged in with family, often by Zoom and other things, FaceTime conversations, etc. That's another way. I'm trying to clean. This is a good time to get some things organized. My junk drawer is in my office needs a lot of work, and so I'm working on that. But another way that I'm trying to make the best use of my time is by reading. This is a good time to read. Now you're saying, I'm reading. Great. I'd love to know what you're reading. If you say, I don't like to read, well, maybe reading's not your thing, but maybe this is a time to try to find something to read anyway. I do hope you're spending some time in daily study and daily in the Word. I'll take a moment and show you what I'm reading on my desk right now. These are the books that I've got active that I'm trying to keep up with. So The Stones of Christ Church is a book about college at Oxford and how it was built. And it's fascinating to me, and for some reason I'm reading it. Keep Up Your Biblical Hebrew, 2 minutes a day. It's a quick read. It's just a way I keep my Hebrew up and keep using it. Why We Sleep, Unlocking the Power of Sleep and Dreams. This is changing my world. I don't like to sleep. I don't sleep much at all. Historically, and I've decided that I need to. So I'm using this as a time to try and learn how to sleep better and do a good job with it. The End of Alzheimer's. Now, I don't have Alzheimer's. I don't want Alzheimer's. And this is a general medical book by Dale Breedson. I don't know how he says his name. There it is down there. I don't know how good of a scientist he is, but based on my research, he seems to be really good. And Mom gave me that book, and so I'm reading it because Mom told me to read it. The Longevity Paradox. My friend Skip McBride gave me this book. This is one of these books that basically tells you if it tastes good, don't eat it. I'm not sure how much fun I'm having reading that book. It's not a fun book to read. And then last on my reading list here on my desk is Henry George Liddell, Dean of Christ Church, Oxford, a memoir. I love to read biographies. I love to read about other people's lives. Henry Liddell was not only a stalwart at Christ Church as he ran that college at Oxford for years and years and years, but he also helped author one of the top Greek lexicons or Greek dictionaries that's out there. It's called Liddell and Scott. So those are my reading books. In addition to what I read in my biblical times and other things, those are what's on my desk. I hope regardless of whether you're a reader or not, that you're hearing Paul's admonition to the Colossians, chapter 4, verse 5, in a brand new light, to behave wisely towards outsiders and make the best use of your time. God willing, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.